Hello Ori, hello Luc. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me here at the EIC Innovators Summit in Berlin. I know you have a pretty busy schedule, but so thank you so much for that. I would start maybe with Luc. Can you tell us a little bit about what is Orange Cloud for Business and the position you take within the Orange Group?
Yes, so Orange Cloud for Business is a subsidiary of Orange Business Services, which is selling mainly cloud services, professional services, to big companies like the European Space Agency, for instance, or Peugeot, car manufacturer. And big companies all around the world, so big companies are looking for innovation, and so we are also looking for innovation through startups. We try to detect innovations, we try to find added value for our customers. That's why we've decided to launch a startup program, which is called Cloud Starter. So for the startups we've assessed in that program, we offer free cloud services on our public cloud, which is called Flexible Engine. It's a secure cloud, it's flexible, it's all around the world too, so it's very interesting for the startups to be there in that cloud. And of course for those startups, we make them have access to our technicians for technical questions like cloud optimization, containerization, GPU, blockchain, etc., etc. So that's also interesting for them to have access to these technicians for technician issues. They also have access to training courses, tutorials, webinars. They benefit from our brand awareness by participating to customer events, being in our showrooms, or having press or social media coverage. So that's a good deal with startups. They bring us and then bring to our customers innovation, and we are able to offer them some services they need. And I think Platform.sh is a very good example of what we are doing with the startups, and maybe Ori can develop.
Taking from that, Ori, can you tell us a little bit how this relationship with Orange came about, and how are you currently working together, and the impact that has had in your company?
So it started the best way, which means through selling to a common customer. So it really started on the market with a fit that people that wanted to have the sovereign capabilities and which is one of the capabilities of Orange Cloud for Business, but also wanted the productivity gains and the simplification, extreme simplification that using a platform as a service such as Platform.sh can bring. But I have to say we had a small idea behind our back, because when we proposed, we're an SME instrument, a grantee of a financial instrument of the European Commission, and one of the things we wanted to do was to be able to take our solution that was Amazon-centric, like everybody else, and make us more general, make us multi-cloud. So there was the name of Orange in our submission. So it happened later that we were able to work successfully together on the first client, and then there was a second one, and then we built together a couple of offerings, and we shall be announcing several others in the very short near future, and it's been growing extremely nicely for both of us. So, and part of the idea precisely is that it's not a French cloud and it's not a European, it's the normal cloud. It's the best of breed tools to basically remove all DevOps, reduce costs. The same tools that are used by American customers are used by the European ones. The same that are used by the large enterprises are used by the SMEs and startups.
Okay, and going back to Luc, so we're talking about the open innovation strategy that Orange has in place, welcoming these companies into your ecosystem, working with them, hopefully growing together. What are the characteristics, the traits that a company must possess to work with Orange? And we have a good example here. What would be the strong traits of a company like Platform.sh to work and do business with Orange?
For example, for Platform.sh, at the beginning we were starting our activity in 2013 or 14, and so we were looking for a platform as a service solution for serving our customers. And what was very interesting at the time was their technical approach. So it was basically their container approach, which was pretty new, pretty innovative at the time. And that seduced us and as a solution. But then, of course, there's something else. There's also the team spirit, the personalities, Ori and his colleagues, friends, their mindset and their willingness. So that is very, very important in our assessment for a startup to enter this kind of partnership. So technology and the team.
Okay. And going back to Ori, I found it very interesting that you mentioned the grant that you got from the EU. This was in 2015.
Yes,
And what was the amount of the grant?
It was 2 million, so the project was 3 and the grant was 2 million euros.
2 million euros. And how many people did Platform employed at the time in 2015?
So when we started, we were 11. Yesterday, there were 5 people that joined the company, so now we're 100 people. It changed totally the
in 3
story.
years, you went from 11 employees to 100
to 100
employees.
We're more than doubling now every year. And with a market reach that is from our first market, which is the American, but now we're growing very much in China. And of course, we're extremely present in Europe.
So now you're a global company.
Yeah, we have people from New Zealand through Australia, China, Japan to the West Coast.
Okay. And still with Ori, what did you find here at the EIC Innovators Summit? What is it about the event that you would like to highlight? And how did you feel about the people and the companies that you encountered here?
I always find it the most interesting, just meeting the early stage startups, because it's so cute. Hey, I remember myself there. And kind of, it's going to be fun. And sometimes there are you meet projects that are nowhere near your domain, and yet you find incredible and interesting people that are going to disrupt the mining industry. So it's, I think for me, the main thing is to reconnect to the early spirit. And now I don't know, we're a scale-up, but we're getting somewhere there. And that's really nice to be able to also share experiences. And just basically for me also just saying thank you to the people that built the SME instrument is really important, telling them, hey people, that thing works. This was a very lightweight thing, no overhead, almost none, correctly done, and here is an example of public money that came in a moment in which private money was impossible for us, and we've already paid back through taxes all of it, and we've already hired, the people. I mean, it's great.
Win-win plus job creation. So that seems like a perfect success story right there.
Yeah, and I think this is really what it's supposed to be. I think that there is always a danger, and there were in the past many instruments in Europe that spent money that was unwise. And I think that we see that from time to time there is innovation within the organization that allows to create instruments that work. So there was no consortium, there was no project coordinator, and there were not hundreds and hundreds of ridiculous pages to do. This was very targeted, came in the correct moment, and helped a company that I do not believe, I don't know if we would have gone bankrupt, but without Europe we would not have had the success we currently are enjoying, and potentially will be able to be one of these major actors of the cloud. And yeah, we'll be of European origin, and that's great, but just a normal player on the normal global stage.
On the global cloud.
Yeah, because no boundaries there. It doesn't work like that.
Okay, and just going back to look for the conclusion.
So congratulations.
Yeah. It was definitely a very interesting success story, and hopefully next year, if we meet again, you will have 200 people, and we'll have doubled your workforce already, hopefully. And Luc, you shared this enthusiasm, I guess, when meeting new startups, because you work with them every day.
Yeah, so we are working with startups as partners to make business, but also Orange is also an investor. So we've got a division which is called Orange Digital Venture, which is investing in startups. And sure, this kind of event is very interesting for the investor part of our activity, because we meet a lot of startups. They are pitching, and we can see what are the startups that could be interesting for us to invest in. So yeah, that's a very good place to make also that kind of business.
Okay, thank you both for your time. It was very interesting talking to you, and enjoy the rest of the summit.
Thank you.
Thank you.